Hi, we're back for our third Loons Live. We take the second Wednesday of each month to touch base with you, our friends in the fiber world. This is an opportunity for us to answer questions and tell you what's going on here at Lunatic Friend Yarns. Oh, God. We try and answer a question every week, and the question this week is, help, what do? I don't have treadles. How do I follow the pattern in my kit? So today, I thought we'd take you through the process of turning a draft with a tie-up and treadling into a lift plan, which is what you'll need for a direct tie-up loom, a table loom, or a dobby loom. The new Quartet table loom is the perfect loom to demonstrate this on, and we thought we thought we would give you our impressions of assembling the Quartet and how we got there. We love the fact that the Quartet can have both rigid heddle loom and four-harness table loom without giving up much space in your life. We watched the Shacked video about assembling the Quartet and thought we'd add a few little tips of our own. An electric screwdriver can make this go much, much faster, but be really careful not to over-torque those screws. The barrel nuts on the top lever board have a line that has to run parallel to the front and back of the loom in order for the machine screws to engage. You could probably figure this out, but we thought we'd just tell you. Putting the heddles on the heddle bars is it's just tedious. It takes a long time to do. The shafts on your little heddles, your little harnesses, go through the spaces between the ties on your heddles. It's really easy to try and think that you're going to put them through the loops, but they don't fit through the loops. They have to go through the two ties. When you put the heddles on, you count off 25 heddles to put onto the fourth, because you get 300 heddles to spread out with 75 each on 4 shafts. After you've separated your 25 heddles to move to the other shaft, you have to put all 4 ties back on. Otherwise, you have to string them one at a time, which, believe me, isn't fun, because I did it. You need to tie these twist ties through both loops, the top and bottom. When you cut the top loop so that the heddles can spread apart on the harnesses, make sure you cut through the loop itself at the very end. It takes a little time and you have to be really careful, but it's the way to do it. If you tried to get fancy and just snip the whole top off, you're going to cut into the integrity of the heddle, and it can come apart while you're weaving, and you don't want that to happen. So, all that said, because we were lunatics, we wanted to warp the Quartet with our toasty cowls. These are our toasty cowls. We put on 4 yards, enough to weave 3 cowls from the back with a rattle, which is the way we always warp. I had one of those aha moments when I was twisting myself around trying to reach down and get through the heddle eye to thread it. And I thought, aha, I can just raise up the harnesses and get those cute little eyes right where I want them. Keep an eye out for a full blog post on our time making beautiful music with the Quartet. And for those of you who've moved from a cricket to a Quartet, we have help for warping from the back with a rattle in our You Gotta Be Warped to Weave class. There's space in the session in April and at the end of May. Check out how the lunatics can help you get warped. We'll put a link to the class in the comments. But back to weaving without treadles. We thought we'd better start with telling you the parts of a draft. Janae is going to point out what these things are for you. The 4 parts of a draft are the threading, the tie-up, which are the harnesses, which tells you which harnesses are tied to which treadles, the treadling, which tells you the order to step on the treadles, and the drawdown, which tells you what the cloth is going to look like. When you convert to a lift plan, you combine the tie-up and the treadling into a single unit. It's a really great tactile way to see how fabric grows as you weave it. I really love using lift plans. So here is a standard draft for a plain weave draft with treadles, and beside it, which left, right, I don't know, toward Janae on that one. That is a lift plan. The lift plan, we have taken what was on treadle 1, which Janae is going to mark with pink. Treadle 1 was tied up to harnesses 1 and 3. And treadle 2 was tied up to harnesses 2 and 4. For a plain weave treadling, you alternate treadle 1 and treadle 2. If you want to make this into a lift plan, the first pick is going to be lifting up treadle 1 and treadle 3, just like you would have if they were both tied to the same treadle. And the second pick is going to be picking up harnesses 2 and 4, and alternating those, 1 and 3 versus 2 and 4. This is pretty simple to do with plain weave, but now let's move on and show you how to do it on a twill threading. This is a 2-2 basic twill threading. The first treadle is tied up to shafts harnesses 1 and 2. The second treadle is tied up to harnesses 2 and 3. The third treadle is tied up to harnesses 3 and 4, and the fourth treadle is tied up to harnesses 1 and 4. To weave plain weave, you press harness treadle 1, and 1 and 2 go up, treadle 2, and 2 and 3 go up, treadle 3, 3 and 4 go up, and treadle 4 and 4 and 1 go up. You can see when it's a lift plan that it's just extrapolating those onto the non-tie-up side. The great thing, I think, about lift plans is that you can see what the fabric looks like in that column on the far side toward Janae. It looks just like the fabric is going to look. We thought because we're doing the turn-takate threading for the cozy cowls, we'll show you how to do the same process with turn-takate. The first treadle is tied up to 1 and 2. The second treadle is tied up to 3 and 4. The third treadle is tied up to 1 and 3. And the fourth treadle is tied up to 2 and 4. When you turn it into a lift plan, you get rid of the tie-up. You make it only one going up at a time. And the first lift that we do is harnesses 1 and 3 going up. So Janae's done that on the table loom. You can see that 1 and 3 are up. The next treadle, the next line of weaving is harnesses 1 and 2. So lift 1 and 2 and throw your shuttle. The third is back to 1 and 3, lifting harnesses 1 and 3. And the fourth is lifting harnesses 2 and 4. Not 2 and 4, 3 and 4. 3 and 4, harnesses 3 and 4. And you continue to do that. And this is really nice because you can see Janae's going to point them out. The long skinny lines correspond to places where in the lift plan you have 3 1s in a row, or you have 3 3s in a row. So you can see how your cloth is going to look from your lift plan much, much better than you can from a treadling and tie-up. I really love using those. I think they're such a good way to do weaving. It's great to know how to do treadlings and tie-ups and lift plans. Sometimes you can use lift plans as a design tool and then go back to a treadling and tie-up. We hope we've given you a little good information about moving between tie-ups and lift plans. And look for our blog post with all this stuff written out with charts for everything on our website. We'll put a link to that also in our comment section. If you have any questions you'd like us to answer, email us at info@lunaticfriendsyarns.com. Let us know what you've been wondering about. Let us know what's on your loom. And as a big thank you to coming to Loons Live, we have a special coupon for a discount on the Toasty Cow kits. The coupon code will be in the comments, and it will be good until we see you again next month, April 5th, for our next Loons Live. Until then, stay loony.